And I actually have my own. Yeah, I have my own GutID.
Yep.
Yeah. So you offer two tests. I actually ordered the most advanced,
The CMA, yes.
complete microbiome assessment. However, you also have another test, which is not complete microbiome assessment, but it still provides insights into gut health. And I would like you to explain why they are different and which should we choose.
Yeah, so you can order both tests. That's up to the person who's ordering them. The complete microbiome assessment and the core gut insights, both of those actually use exactly the same sample, and they will have an analysis that's exactly the same in terms of determining what is in your fecal gut profile. Now, the difference is really that the CMA, complete microbiome assessment, goes a little bit further in the analysis. And so it will give you insights according to what we know about the gut-heart axis or the gut-brain axis, for example. And so it adds more analytics on top of that. So in that one is really more tuned to people who are really assessing their overall health with the idea of optimizing it for all of those areas. And so the core gut assessment, which is a little bit less analysis, it still looks at your gut in the exact same way, but it's more designed to tell you if there's something wrong, right? So is there something in your gut that is completely different or completely unexpected in terms of what we usually see for folks who are generally healthy? And so those two things, the complete microbiome assessment will also tell you that, but it goes a little bit further and it just says, how's your gut-brain axis doing, right? Is there anything that's peculiar there? And one of the interesting things we find is, for example, we will show, or we have case studies that we show for anxiety, for example, right, which is a gut-brain axis type of thing. We can see if things like bacteria like allostypes are heavily elevated compared to what we'd expect. And we know that those, through various studies, do contribute to anxiety. So you get that extra in terms of, your gut brain or gut heart axis that you get in the CMA assay.
Sounds great. And the most important, I want to emphasize that we don't need medical supervision to order both of these tests, and we can do it at home and send our sample to the lab and receive result through secure online portal, which is very convenient. And you can then at next testing and at retesting, you can assess your results from some protocols, from changing nutrition, which is so important because our health has to be data-driven and personalized. I want to know your opinion with these advancements in microbiome research. What do you see as the next frontier? How do you envision microbiome testing and gut health optimization evolving at the next decade? And how GutID and Intus Biosciences will be taking part in this next generation advancements and maybe even improving healthcare with prevention tools and probably microbiome assessment has to be a core as it is microbiome, the core for our overall health. The microbiome assessment has to be like number one test, maybe one of the most important tests, I think, which we should take at least once per year, better 2 times per year, and assess our microbiome constantly.
Yeah, I think once again, the evidence needs to be there, and that's currently what we're working on. There's been 10 or 15 years, as I pointed out in the beginning, of evidence that these bacteria that live in us and on us are doing important things for us. And the problem has really been that the resolution and throughput haven't been there, and that's what our Titan One platform is designed to fix for us, give us that combination of both high resolution and high throughput that this can become available on a routine basis. So I think as we move ahead, some of the diseases, not just optimizing your healthcare, but as I mentioned early on, like cancer, that may in fact be driven by or linked to your microbiome, those connections become much more clear with the Intis Bio Titan 1 platform than we've been able to see thus far. And so, like I said, some of the early work that's going to be revealed by us soon are with our academic partners and collaborators all over the world, but two of the presentations I'll be giving at Digestive Disease Week offer an early glimpse into our ability to accurately diagnose both colorectal cancer and pancreas cancer, starting with gut microbial profiles. So those will be joined, we hope, by a host of other diseases that also are being influenced or driven by bacteria in the gut. And if you want to think of other examples of this kind of thing, think of Helicobacter pylori in stomach cancer, or cervical cancer, or head and neck cancer, and human papillomavirus. These are examples of diseases and cancers that are being driven by, sure, the end stage is a human genomic mutation, but the earliest stages of disease are clearly being driven by microorganisms, whether a bacteria or a virus. So that's really what we hope to use our Titan 1 platform, which starts with sample collection and ends with an artificial intelligence machine learning analysis. We're going to be able to turn that high resolution tool toward these urgent medical needs, as well as with the GutID test, just monitoring your general microbiome health.
Yeah, it's great that people can use this data to improve their health, not only gut health, but overall health. Thank you so much for this explanation. It was so interesting to dive deep into connection between our gut health and overall well-being and longevity. And we are excited to have you with us at the Ultimate Wellness Conference at Faena Forum in Miami Beach on September 26, 27, 28, transformative 3-day conference. Amazing weekend. Welcome. Use promo code GutID to purchase your ticket at ultimatewellness.miami/forum. And I also want to remind that we have special offer for our community on GutID test, both tests. As you can see, you can order both of them and perform them at home. And please use promo code Ultimate Wellness for a special discount for our community. Thank you so much for this promotion.